Alright, let's go. It's stream night. Let's play some Legacy. Okay, well, what can I say about this? One of our fish friends did pretty well over in SCG Indie. I think he made top 32, if I recall his message right. So, can I find this quick? Is that an option? I don't know if they posted it yet, but yeah, he did pretty well. And yeah, he was actually the person that I met in Philly, and it was pretty awesome. So, oh, I think we found this. Where are we at here? I know he did. I think his record was like 5-3, but yeah, he was playing Merfolk in Legacy, and he was playing with Wastelands, and I've mentioned playing with Wastelands before. Yeah. I don't know if I can find it. Well, oh well. In any case, yeah, it's playing with Merfolk. Oh, you know what? I didn't find it because I was looking at the modern list. Duh. That's not going to be helpful to my cause. Yeah. That's why. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Wasteland I think is very playable in Merfolk if you want to try it, and honestly, I think we can do well with it. So we're gonna try it out tonight. What's here? I think this is the one. No, this is definitely not it. I have no idea where it is. Fuck it. I tried. I gave it my best shot. But oh no, I did find it. Okay, no, we got this to look at. Okay, excellent. Contra here for that 5-0. Yes. All right. I think I can show it like this. Does this work? Yeah, here we go. This is what he played. So he had Harbingers in the main deck. He was playing Hull Breachers, which is kind of neat. I don't really think I didn't like the GT here, but 2 Otawaras and 4 Wastelands. So I think it was also interesting to only play 3 Caverns. But he did have Chalices, but they were in the sideboard. And we had talked a little bit about this when we were talking in Philadelphia. So like that, yeah. I have my style that I like more, and this was a little bit more what he liked to play. And we both did really well playing our own respective decks. So, yeah, we made the top 32. I think there were like 150 some people that played in this event, so it's pretty good. His record was 5-3, and I ended up going 6-3 in Philly. So I'm proud that Merfolk is still showing that it's like a real Legacy deck, and I really like that they're pretty wildly different in builds here. So like I said, you see Wasteland and the main deck, the Hull Breachers and the Harbingers, you can play them here, but also like the sideboard Chalice is like a huge difference. So he even played like a Venser in the sideboard. And he has a Karakas in the main deck, which is kind of cool with the Venser. Get some interesting synergy with that. So there's clearly room to innovate with this. And kind of in honor of this, I decided, you know what? I've been talking about playing with Wasteland for a while now. Why don't we actually just, go and play with the card? Because we haven't done so yet. Even though it's not usually the style that I like to play. But obviously, it can be successful here. Let me get back to... It's not this one. This one. Yeah, it can obviously be successful, so we may as well give it a try. So, I am going to be jamming 4 Wastelands in my deck. But the thing that I also had said is I think if you want to play Chalice, it's better to play it with Wasteland because it means your opponent is going to be more likely stuck on that one land with, if you can like play Chalice and waste their lands, they might be stuck with a bunch of ponders and stuff that they won't be able to dig for more lands. So definitely can work out like that. Um, and the other thing that was usually getting Chalice to stick can sometimes be a pain. So one of the ways that we can do that is by playing Cursecatcher. Cursecatcher is sort of like our version of Daze that we can play in here because it pushes past opposing forces and dazes. It makes our chalices more sticky. It's there's also a little bit of synergy with Wasteland too because it means if you're gonna like spend your first turn just blowing up your opponent's like underground sea or volcanic island, you have more. Yeah, we're on 10 1-drops now, so there's a little bit more to do with the 1 mana that we'll have after we play Wasteland. So yeah, you're turn 1 Wasteland into turn 2. You still have stuff that you can actually play. So we split the 1-drop so that we have 3 Cursecatchers and 3 Tide Shapers. I thought that was fine. Other than that, the sideboard, I am playing 2 Hurkyl's Recalls. Alright, so Blastoise is a card that we need to be concerned about. And Kappa Cannoneer, yeah, it is like True-Name Nemesis, but on steroids. Thank you for subscribing, Sweet Puri. Appreciate it so much. Alright, we gotta look at Blastoise. This card right here. Alright. So, yeah. It's a 4/4 with Ward 4. So, basically, it may as well say Ward 17. So, because you are not going to get to, enough mana to do things plus pay 4 for the ward. So, effectively, like, it just can't be targeted. So, it has that with True-Name going for it. I mean, it's brutal. It has Improvise, so even though it costs 6 mana up, like, realistically, it can be played on turn 2 and like turn 3 at the latest. They just play a bunch of like Mishra's Baubles and Urza's Baubles and whatnot. Yeah, you can easily jam this card out very fast. Yeah, so that improvised cost just makes it go way down. It's bigger, and then it also gets bigger as they keep playing more artifacts. So when they're playing stuff like Emery, or even like Sai, where it's making tokens, yeah, whenever artifacts come to play, it gets a +1/+1 counter and can't be blocked. So it gets bigger. You can't target it with anything, and you won't be able to block it. So basically, it is almost just like True-Name Nemesis, except twice as big for half the mana. It's actually insane. And realistically, it is an artifact creature, so the only way that we can really kind of deal with it is like Hurkyl's Recall. And this card has been adopted in the sideboard by a bunch of decks now, kind of because the Cannoneer decks they've been putting up some results. So they're shown to be like very powerful with this card. They get to do what we're doing with Cavern of Souls to pay for the blue mana in this, and they just tap like 5 artifacts, and it's just insane. So Hurkyl's Recall could definitely set them back pretty far. It gets around Ward because it targets the player, not this thing. And yeah, we'll just basically reset their entire board. And they also play stuff like Seed of the Synod too, so it can actually like kind of Stone Rain them as well by just removing their lands from play. And yeah, that's really kind of it. Otherwise, Harbinger is a card that we can bring in versus Delver. We have just a little bit of like the basics here: forces, dismembers, cage, relics, null rods. Like that's all the stuff that we would normally want. I do want to point out though that a lot of the cards in my sideboard here are set up so it's a lot of like colorless interaction, like with all the artifacts and the dismember. Because remember, we have Wasteland, so we don't want to be playing something like Counterspell where we need like 2 actual blue mana. Harbinger is about as hard as you can push it, just because we do have Cavern to help ease us through that, so we have our 16 blue sources to cast a creature. But like Hurkyl's Recall, yeah, we have 12 sources that can pay for it, so that should be fine. But Force we're playing for 0 mana most of the time, and All the rest of this is colorless mana, so casting with Wasteland or Cavern is fine. That is one thing to keep. You have to remember sometimes, like, if you play like 4 mutas or 4 wastelands, you can't play like a lot of double blue stuff in the sideboard. So just think about that. But otherwise, like, it's a pretty standard build here. So other, I hope that this is gonna work out. I would really like to, see Wasteland do its thing for a bit. So let's go get into our games. All right, bring this back. Legacy League. Oh, and I will say here, I have some cool stuff planned for next week, but I don't know when exactly it's going to happen. Or, yeah, I know what I want to do, but I have no idea how it is that I'm going to do that yet. So, that's kind of a teaser, but at the same, I can't promise whatever my schedule is going to be for next week because there's still some scheduling decisions I have to make with it, but I know what content I want to do, and it should be modern. We're gonna be doing some modern stuff, so that should be interesting. All right. There have been so much bullshit going on the last week. Man, that arena economy stream was just absolutely abysmal. Man, I love that, I came up with this phrase like Watsy's razor that, whatever the worst decision is that they could possibly make, that's the one they're most likely to make. And just by saying the name Watsy's razor to my housemate, like, he was able to instantly guess what I meant by that without defining it. So it was almost word for word, and it was just hilarious. Yeah, what a week. So at least Pioneer is, sort of back on the table for Arena, but unsurprisingly, they had to be dragged to it kicking and screaming. There's going to be some sort of bridge format, which I don't know why that wasn't historic in the first place, but sure, whatever. We can roll with this. It'll be fine. We'll have like Pioneer Light until they can finally get Pioneer on there. So, and that's supposed to be happening like the Pioneer Light format should be happening in the near future. Oh, Barbarous MTG. Yes, for the Merfolks, we're gonna try our best for this 5-0. All right, let's hope that we can actually get our match in here. All right, finally, we have a game. We are on the play. Excellent. Okay. This hand is unkeepable. I think I can keep this. I just put an island in the bottom. I don't like. Yeah, they're. It's not the best hand in the world, but we'll see what they do. Island. Okay, so we're probably not using this wasteland. I don't know. Maybe next turn. Like, we're gonna probably play like island and then maybe like Merfolk Trickster. I don't know. We might be up against Delver. We could be up against something else. Oh, you know what? Scratch it. We're definitely jamming Silvergill Adept. Silvergill Adept is usually the best thing to play because it draws cards. And that Cavern was also awesome. So, like, no daze. That's good. This is something they usually want to daze. Yeah, just because of the card advantage. Well, this gets a dual land. I'd probably want to waste it. Okay, so I guess they were debating whether they wanted to actually do something with it. Ooh, Tundra. Okay, well, let's just do this right now. Okay, look at this. Wasteland's already doing its job. Okay, they have another Tundra, so maybe Prismatic Ending on, like, Lord here is an option. Swords. Okay, that's fine. True-Name would be really good here. That's not bad either. I think I'm going to play the Chalice. Because they still have 6 cards in their hand, so there's probably like not a lot that they can do at the moment. Let's play this on Merfolk. I get the feeling they don't have a Daze, but you know what? We'll just play around it anyway. Maybe we can pretend we have Flusterstorm. Is a deck list with 60 card. Yeah, we're playing a 60 card list. No Urions or anything like that today. I guess we just crack in with Silvergill Adept here. Play another one of these on Merfolk because there's a chance we just dump both Tricksters and just get in a bajillion damage. Let's see. Petty Theft. Okay. They don't like the Chalice here. That's fine. I think we can safely play one of these. Not bad. All right. Let's replay the Chalice and see what happens. They might have like a Pyroblast or something. Swords. Okay. Sure. What are you going to do here? Brainstorm? Okay. Here's where they might get desperate and just shuffle away a bunch of 1-drops. It means they'll probably won't have a bunch of removal if this resolves. That is the nice thing about Chalice. Like, it's clunky, but when it resolves, it protects us from a lot of the removal. Like, they're not going to Pyroblast our creatures, not going to Swords our creatures when this is in play, so... And it turns off all their stupid cantrips, so they can't, like, dig for real cards. I think I'll flash in Trickster at the end step, because I can still hardcast Force of Will next turn if I need to. Let's see, what are you going to cast for 3? No, we are definitely forcing that. No, they're going to force back, okay. Sure, you have a True-Name Nemesis. So here's where if we can find our own True-Name or a Lord, then we are in really good shape to race this thing. We need something. So that's not terrible, but they have a Borrower as well, so... Can't really do anything here. So let's see. So True-Name means this might be like Stoneblade. Hmm. Yeah, we'll cast the Borrower, I guess. We don't really have anything better to do with it. So it's not bouncing anything. They very likely don't have a lot of spells. Maybe Counterspell. Okay. Well, it means they're not casting their Borrower, so... there's no point in playing that. The thing is, they're down to 2 cards right now, so, like, it could just be that they don't really have a lot in their hand at the moment. The only thing they really have is this Borrower, but, like, if we can find a Lord and stick it, like, can start attacking through this, and they don't really have removal for it because of the Chalice, so we'll have to see. Or like a True-Name would just be devastating as well. Volcanic. Why would you get a Volcanic? I would have assumed you'd get another Tundra. Prismatic Ending. Yeah, that makes sense. Now they can start attacking me. That's not great. I think they probably get this. They're getting... Really? You're getting Counterspell? Why? Like, are you... There's no way they put Counterspell back on top. When I have 2 Caverns in play, that doesn't make sense. Like, if I play a True Name, you just are really dead, and that Counterspell is not going to do anything. I think getting Prismatic Ending to get rid of this Chalice would have been a much better idea. Oh. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. How good is that Counterspell going to be now? Alright. Alright. Probably play the Borrower. Yeah, so they're on a 3-turn clock, and we are on 4 turns right now. So they have Counterspell plus Mystery card, so obviously I'm not blocking. That's not bad either, because that actually takes a full turn off the clock. Now, if this connects, then even if they get rid of the Master, they're still dead next turn. Okay, well, this is about as much as they can hope for, so... They have to deal with both of these right now, so they need, like... They don't even have, like, Council's Judgment or anything like that available, because they don't have double white. They might only have 2 Tundras, that's possible. So maybe that's why they got Volcanic. Okay. I don't see how that's helping you. They're just digging because they're desperate now. There is no spell that you're going to find with that's going to win you this state. Yeah, there we go. We got it. Look at it. We got it. We got to change this. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, I'm actually not sure. Like, they didn't play a lot of stuff, so it's actually kind of hard to tell what they're up to here. But it looks like our main deck is probably really good versus them, so there might not be a lot of reason to change anything. I'm guessing that they might have Stoneforge Mystic in their deck. That's about all I can imagine. Like, it's possible they could be playing some number of, like, Narsets and Days Undoing, but I don't know. Maybe. That... I mean, not like all the cards that we have here are pretty good, so I don't know that I want to remove them. Maybe Brazen Borrower could come out, but like there's not a whole lot that I'd really want to replace it with either. Like the Force doesn't do like a whole lot. Our Borrower really just blocks theirs for the most part. You know what? It might make sense because this does counter the Petty Theft. And if they're playing like Jaces or something, Force is probably better. Alright, we'll do it like this. I don't... the other thing though is if they have Stoneforge Mystic in their deck, then Borrower's actually a lot better. So maybe that's a better hedge. Because then, you know, this is an answer to stuff like Cauldron Complete. You just bounce the token and render it useless. Alright, you know what? We'll just run it back until we have a reason to doubt ourselves. Oh, fuck. Double Wasteland, double Chalice. They mold to 6. I'm actually inclined to keep this. Like, this is definitely one of those hand... Like, we're not casting spells, but, like, there's a very strong possibility we can just beat them by keeping them from casting anything. I am totally okay with just playing Chalice and then blowing up all their lands. This is definitely a way to cheese out wins versus these decks. That's also very helpful because now we can play our Cursecatcher to help ensure our Chalice resolves. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Let's see. Um, I guess let's attack first. Just in case we need to crack the Cursecatcher to protect Chalice. So they have to be careful, because if they get a, like, yeah, getting a dual land is super dangerous with that right now. They could just be on the plan of trying to get to 3 mana just to get, like, True-Name in play. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. Well, that's also very good. I guess they could use a counterspell in this. Is it Staticaster, huh? So they're definitely going to kill off this Cursecatcher first. I mean, that's fine. Alright, you know, I gotta let this resolve first, and then let this resolve just in case they had, like, days or something. So they're gonna kill, yeah, they'll kill this right now. Yeah, let's take this away. Pass. And we do have Trickster to get through this thing, so that's nice. Alright. Not bad. Let's see if they block. They might be hesitant too. Sometimes they just get really scared. Look. Got the damage in. We'll probably just Trickster this thing. We have the Cursecatcher to pitch to a force here. Like, this is looking pretty good. Yeah, they're not doing shit here. They can't cast any of their cantrips. And if they fetch for anything, like, the Wasteland just takes away their mana, so... Like, the best thing they could have is probably, like, a counterspell, and they don't have that clearly, so... Whoa, that's devastating. Alright. I think I just win right here. Like, it seems unlikely that they're going to come back at this point. Yeah, they concede. They're like, nope, no fucking way. We just... There we go. So, like, Wasteland taking them off their red mana did seem effective, and Chalice, like, in conjunction with that. I think that they probably had a handful of, like... Maybe they just, like, drew up, like, some Ponders or something at the end, and that might be why they just didn't cast stuff. I don't know what else they could have had in their hand, though. Maybe they had white cards, and it's like they had to decide between Staticaster and, like, Swords to Plowshare. Well, I guess they could have had Swords. Swords might have been a card in their hand, so because they couldn't have cast that. Technomage, yes, we were just looking at your list earlier. So yeah, we're playing the Wasteland version here just to kind of show off what that looks like. And JRMTG, yes, excellent, thank you. This is a great hand. We're absolutely going to keep this. We are on the draw, but we have a lot of good things going for us here. They're on a mull to 5. Okay, usually mulling to 5 is a sign where, like, Force of Will is good, so that makes me feel a little better. It also means I might want to play... Oh, 4? That has to mean this Cursecatcher is going to be excellent. And this Wasteland, for that matter. Like, whatever dual land they play in turn 1, I'm almost definitely going to Wasteland it. The only way it wouldn't is if they were on... If they were on something like Reanimator, then I might play the Cursecatcher off the Cavern of Souls to get through a Chancellor trigger. Otherwise, I mean, I could still play the Wasteland anyway. That might be enough to slow them down. I don't know. It depends. If they're on a mold of 4, then they're probably dying to this hand. Like, this just disrupts too much. Like, yeah, between Cursecatcher taxing them and Wasteland just taking away their mana, like, this should be fine. We even have Mastered, so we actually have some beef. Okay, what do you got, opponent? I mean, this could be like Dredge, too. Like, okay, Verdant Catacombs. That definitely could be Reanimator. They themselves might be on Wasteland, so we gotta think. Probably playing the Cursecatcher off an island. Like, just if they're on a Wasteland, I don't want them to play like. Do I care if they Wasteland my Cavern though? Like a Verdant Catacombs deck, the Cavern probably doesn't matter much. It might almost be worth baiting them into doing that. Alright, let's do this. So then we get to blow up their land, and they're left with no lands in play. I think that would be fine. Because we still have lands in our hand, and they're on, like, nothing. So, we'll see. Underground Sea. Okay. Well, that bodes well for us. So now choices have to be made. I think that we play Tide Shaper, and in Wasteland there's Underground Sea. Excellent. So we have a master we can pitch if we need to, but I mean, this seems fine. Lotus Petal? Alright. This might be Storm? Well, if it is, then we definitely need to attack them quickly. Now this Brazen Borrower is the thing that's most likely to get pitched. Well, if it is like Storm, then this Cursecatcher probably is doing a lot of work right now, so... I'm trying to think what else like might play Underground Seas plus Lotus Petal and a Verdant Catacombs. Like, not much, but usually all the decks that play those cards, like, this is good against. You want to deny them mana. So, I think Wasteland is helpful. Okay, what do we got here? Swamp. Okay, what are you going to do with this? Oh, okay, I see. We're going to... This could still be Reanimator. That might make sense. Dark Ritual. Sure. This might be a mistake. What are you gonna do with it? You only have 3 cards. Entomb. Yeah, so this is Reanimator, and there's absolutely no fucking way you're doing that. You're going for the old Entomb Reanimate plan. Okay. They might have, like, Animate Dead. But interesting, because this one is playing blue in it, so... Maybe Show and Tell is something to be concerned about, or it could be, like, a different hybrid. Most of the Reanimator decks are usually playing, like, black-red and then either splashing white or green. Because you want either... you want something like Wear and Tear or... what's the other one? I think it's Invigorate? No, it's one of those cards. It's just like it blows up all the hate cards if you have a forest. So probably Grafdigger's Cage and Relic are my guesses here that they're relevant. The Chalices should be fine. The Forces should probably come in. And I'm going to guess that this is a match where we don't need true names or borrowers. I think I'll take out one Chalice. I think these are fine, but you don't want to have like too many of these because they will turn off our other graveyard hate cards. Having it on 0 is okay to turn off the petals and stuff, but I don't think I need anything else here. Usually against if they're up against like a reanimator player, you want to counter the spell that puts stuff in the graveyard because they usually have more ways to bring things back than they do to put things in. They're playing first. This hand's a little bit sketchy, so we're not going to be able to put pressure on them for a while. They're keeping 7 cards. We do have Wasteland, which can slow them down a bit, and we have Force, but we're really relying on drawing another island, so I'm going to keep it, but this isn't, like, fantastic. I really just want to be able to force the first thing they do and Wasteland them and hope that that slows them down enough. Absolutely not. Don't let them put cards in the graveyard. That's the key. Grief. Okay. They probably should have did that first. Yeah, I think they screwed up the sequencing there. Like, there's no reason you shouldn't play Grief before the Faithless Looting. But I am definitely going to Wasteland them because they only have 3 cards, and the chances that they very well might not have another land. So it's totally fine. Sure, they can take a Lord. That's fine. Only if I draw like Grafdigger's Cage or something would I not play this Wasteland, I think. Even then, like, I still might want to play it. No, we're definitely doing this. So they don't know about this master. So we could have drawn another Force. They have no idea. These decks tend to run land light. So, well, they did find another one, so that sucks. But it's only like 14 lands, including the fetches that they have. So it's very possible if you Wasteland them once, it sucks. Well, that's not great. Reanimate Grief. I guess there's worse things that could happen to us right now, but I mean, it's sort of a race. We need to find that other blue source quickly. Surprised they took the Lord here. I would have thought maybe the Trickster's the way to go. Because that could actually, like, swing the race against this thing. They're at 2 cards, so maybe they're just stuck with, like, 2 Gristlebrands in hand or something of that sort. That's not bad. May as well play it. No, we just need another blue source so we can start racing this thing. So we're not, like, going to get surprise Gristlebranded. Yeah, this Grief is a clock, so we have to... Alright, well, it's something. I mean, it'll help us a little bit. Get it stuck on 2, that would be great. They're just going to draw stuff, and hopefully they don't hit anything relevant, so... They know what we have here, so... Actually, I can just yield through this turn, because they actually know my hand here. I could just Trickster this thing and block it. I might not want to do it this turn, though, because, no, it might be fine to do that, actually. So I still have the cage protecting me, so... Okay, well... So I think here I might just race them. Just tap this thing down, I attack for 5, get them to 9. Like, I'm winning that race. We don't have any 3-drops left in our deck because we sided them all out, so there's not really a good reason to tick up any of these. Leave them on 1 and 2. The Force is like okay. Yeah, they don't really have a good attack here because they're dead in 2 turns and I'm dead in 4. So the best they can do is like block the Trickster. They just concede. All right, there we go. See, look, 2-0. That easy. They just gave up because they realized like the clock was not on their side. I think they gave up a little bit early though. Like, it's not impossible that they could have like found something. I don't know, maybe they don't. I would think that they would have something like what is it? Shenanigans in their deck to deal with the cage, but I guess not. So they just realized that they weren't going to win the race and they probably weren't going to find an answer in time. All right. Here we go. We're on the draw. This hand's great. We're going to keep it. That's a spell. We just go Island, Cavern, Chalice. Okay. Let's see what we're up against. Ancient Tomb. Oh, are we up against fucking Blastoise? Chalice on 1? You gonna Chalice me? Fuck. Alright, yeah, that's happening. Echo of Eons. Okay. Actually, it kind of sucks. I can't play the Cursecatcher now. Alright. But I have Force, so that's something at least. Okay, so yeah, Echo is kind of shitty, but what's going on here? Chalice on 2 is absolutely a no-go. This is not a point in the year where I can realistically be taking the time to do that. I'm gonna be busy for a while, so. I can't bounce this Chalice right now. I need a Cavern so I can play this stuff. Can't play that either, so. Alright, so I guess we're both just kind of in a holding pattern until we can find cards to cast here. Nope, can't cast that. Alright. I just have, like, infinite mana, basically. Come on, Cavern. It's not a Cavern. Damn it. Alright, I think I'm discarding this Aether Vial. Yeah, you're not doing anything with that. More lands. Okay. Sure. Okay, are they just gonna Echo again? Okay, we're starting to get somewhere now. They don't actually have an island in play, though. Okay, well, they took 4 damage to bounce this thing. That's interesting. So they're missing, like, Narset right now. But if they play Narset, we're in a lot of shit. That could happen right here. Oh, fuck. Alright, that's bad. That means we are in mucho danger. Yeah, no, that's not no bueno. Alright. Yeah, we get 1 card here. That's not ideal. I don't think blowing up any of their lands really matters here, so. They have, like, all the mana in the world, so. Probably worth hanging on to this Wasteland for the time being. What up? I don't know what a Lovecraft voice sounds like, but I think we're getting destroyed here. They probably have yet another Days Undoing. You know what my hand is. What up, dog? It's your boy Magic is back at it with the fish people. What's going on, Grumpy Purple Sloth? Yeah, this is a combo deck that just kind of went off here. Are they getting Mycosynth Lattice, I imagine, and they'll just lock out the game? We can concede to Mycosynth. Yeah. We're dead to that. That's fine. Yeah, okay. That kind of sucked. Alright, so this is definitely where Force is good here. Probably like Tide Shaper is not going to be very good. We definitely want Hurkyl's Recall. That matters a lot. And I think Null Rod is going to be help. Null Rod's fine. It's not actually it's not the greatest. It turns off like their mana rocks, but they still have lots of lands. It doesn't stop like some of the important stuff like Karn. Let's see. I don't know. Like, I think we have to play it, but since we're on the play, the Chalice is probably a little bit better, so we can stick it on 0. Maybe on the draw I might consider that. I don't know. I feel like I should be bringing in Null Rod, but Chalice on 2 is just gonna be a beating. Maybe Cursecatcher can come out here and take out like 1 Trickster. We're in 21 creatures. It's not great. You can take out a Lord. That actually might make sense. Alright, we'll do this. I definitely want to be on the play. Yeah, I think I gotta keep this. So I get the Null Rod. It's a little bit shitty with this Aether Vial, but the Null Rod is helpful. We have forces too. They just burned a force on the Aether Vial. That's fine. I'm totally okay with that. It's not bad either. Yeah, let's get rid of that. I don't want to play this just yet because I'm kind of relying on my Vial for the time being. There's Tomb. Fuck. Yep, they're just going to echo here. Days Undoing. We are not going to be doing that, sir. They have 2 cards in hand. I guess I have to play it now. Because it turns off Lion's Eye Diamond, that's important. At this point, I think I need my Vial less than they need this LED. And I just need creatures. Well, I can't play it yet, so that sucks. Alright, we need to find creatures. Excellent, that's exactly what we needed to see here. That's fine with me. Puts pressure on the board. Okay, they can't use it, so that's fine. Great. I think we're winning this game. They're on 3 cards right now. We have pretty much everything we need here. Null Rod is keeping their mana locked down. We have Force, so we have double Force. Okay, which means I think we just play Lord here and just like kill them in 2 turns, basically. So they go to 9. And then they go to 1. And, like, they can't use the Ancient Tomb anymore, so, like, that's not going to matter. Or they just die. Okay, there we go. We got that one. Do I want to change anything being on the draw? They're playing forces. Like, I don't think Cursecatcher is going to be terribly good. They didn't see Recall, but they saw the Null Rod, so... I think I just have to jam this again. I think this is about as good as it's realistically going to get. It's not bad. I think we probably play the Chalice on 0. I have to Wasteland that thing, don't I? Oh fuck. Do I Wasteland this Ancient Tomb? I think I just want to keep them from being able to do stuff. This seems like the safest plan here. So now they're on 1 mana, so like them being on 1, okay, that was a good draw too. We have Force, we have Vial, so like I think we're in reasonable shape here. This Chalice and 0 is gonna do some excellent work. All right, I feel good about this. They discarded Echo, that makes sense. All right, so we go yes, yes. Okay, that's fine. We just pass here. Okay. This looks, this looks winnable. We go up, up. Like, at this point, it doesn't even matter if they do their stupid days and doing stuff. Like, they're already just dead. It's too late. There is no fucking way in hell I'm letting you do that. Like, there's nothing, like, yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe if they had, like, another Karn, they could theoretically find a way to get Mycosynth Lattice or something, but we're just not going to give them the chance. They're at 4. Alright, let's just hope that we don't, like, see a bridge or something here. I think we got this. Yes! Success! And that is Chalice on 0. Look at this. Anytime that there's, like, a bunch of nonsense artifact decks in the meta, Chalice is actually good. The thing is, like, we had to counter Karn because if we don't force Karn, Karn can just kill the Chalice and then they can just play like everything. So yeah, and like that, it's like Karn is like the only card they have that like gives them any realistic chance of victory. So yeah, like with all like the Blastoise stuff and like all like the you run into the what the fuck is it, like the Days and Doing nonsense that we just played against. Like they're all playing a ton of 0-drop artifact like mana, so they're anything like LEDs and Mox Opals and that's nonsense. Urza's Baubles, Mishra's Baubles, Chalice and 0 slows them down a lot. It's great. Really, they should just play all that stuff in turn 1 if they have it in their hand. There's no reason to like sandbag it there. So if they were holding on to it, then they got brutally punished for not playing it in turn 1. But also, look, the power of Wasteland. You look at what happened when we just took them off their mana. They played out like 2 soul lands, and we blew them up twice. So they just never got to actually cast like any relevant spells because of Wasteland. And Chalice like keeping all the 0. Like, this is exactly what I was talking about when I was saying like, if you want to play Wasteland, you probably want to play Chalice with it. Like, and the Cursecatcher also works in that build because it protects Chalice when you want to play it. So this is the kind of like the synergy of the build that like really is necessary to make it work. Now, there are going to be times when like Chalice is just not very good because like maybe there's a bunch of stuff that just does not care about Chalice, like a Maverick or Taxes or something. When those decks are like running all over the place, you know, you're going to have a lot harder of a time with like Chalice. But when there's like a lot of like, you know, artifact kind of combo decks, or even like Chalice is still helpful against like all the cantrip cartel decks, yeah, it will do work. It's not quite as powerful as it used to be because of Prismatic Ending, but again, like Wasteland will help a little bit with that, and Cursecatcher will also help a little bit with that, protecting it. So we can see proof of concept at least. Like the idea, like a build like this works. You could even, if you really want to get fancy, you could take it further and play stuff like Rishadan Dockhand in your deck to like really just go hard on the mana. So I don't think we've actually gotten to really use Tide Shaper for that effect yet, but um, I think it's fine. Like you could definitely consider Dockhand. Um, so I don't know if this is a hand that I want to keep because they're on 7 cards. We're in the draw here, but like we're holding a ton of like double blue stuff, and we're realistically not playing it. We do have a Wasteland, but nothing to really do with like. There's no 1-drops to really facilitate this at all. And like if they have Wasteland, then this Otawara is going to be a liability. So actually, I don't think I want to keep this. I think I mulligan. Like this is much better. We absolutely are going to keep this. And I don't know what we're up against here. Sometimes the Chalice is good, sometimes not. I probably just put Lord of Atlantis in the bottom and hope that like this is a match where I would hope that like True-Name will carry us to victory. That Chalice will be good and True-Name will do what it's supposed to. Right, Steam Vents. Steam Vents! Are we up against fucking Death Shadow? Oh shit. This might be Death Shadow. Like that deck does exist in this format, surprisingly. Okay. If it is Shadow, like this Chalice actually is not bad. But there's a lot of scary cards that, you know, like Plague Engineer that we'd have to worry about with this True-Name. Alright. Aether Vial would have been better here, but I think that's fine. We have more stuff to do. Alright. Hopefully we can just jam Chalice. No, what the fuck is this? Is this just like a... This can't be like a budget thing. I think I'm gonna let that resolve because I have the Trickster to deal with it. And I really want to resolve this Chalice. Oh, fuck. See, like that... Oh. I don't have a choice now. I just have to do this. And I might have to just pitch Cursecatcher to force if I want to get this to resolve. If this resolves, that's fucking huge. Daze? I guess let's let them surveil and see what happens. Like, Daze was definitely a thing we had to worry about, but let's get rid of Cursecatcher and see if we can stick the Chalice. Force pitching Brainstorm, okay. But I mean, this is still sort of fine because, like, if we can get the True-Name in play, you know, that would be good. The Trickster still might be able to ambush this at some point, so... But really, I would love to play True-Name Nemesis. I'm just surprised they have Steam Vents here. Like, this is online. These cards are not expensive online. Just pass. We'll wait for it to attack and try to get it that way. Iteration's not ideal. They're tapped out, so they don't have like bolts or anything up right now. So, let's see. Maybe they might find like boltless land on the top. Misty Rainforest. Well, that's not exactly great. All right, let's see. Do you have a bolt here? It looks like they have the bolt. There's no reason they would fetch if they didn't. All right. Okay, fine. You have it. Had to try. They're going to see what we draw here. All right, well. All right, what do we got? Borrower wouldn't be terrible. Yeah, like I said, it wouldn't be terrible. I guess we just try again. Yeah, they have to attack, so. Alright, please work. Please tell me you don't have another bolt. I really would like this thing to die. Damn it! They just fucking had another bolt. No. This is just lining up perfectly. They had like the force plus days and then the 2 bolts to protect it. Fuck. It's a little bit late, but it's... Alright, we can at least get this online. Maybe we can race them. We have to be worried. Like, Murktide could come at any time, so, like, the Borrower probably has to stay back for that. Okay, Delver. I mean, I'm not happy about Delver, but... That's not terrible either. They don't... they didn't cast a spell here, right? They don't know what the top of their deck is, so... Alright, let's hope that this works. Okay. I'm probably not going to be able to block, so I may as well attack. Hope that Delver doesn't flip. That's all we can realistically hope for. And then Borrower can bounce like Channeler here. And then, you know, that can help a little bit. They're going to go Iteration top. That makes sense. Yeah. Can't do anything about that if they have Iteration. We're just dying. Yeah, there's realistically nothing we can do. Like, they had Borrower and fuck. Literally everything. I think our luck is about to come to an end. We're getting hit for 9, and like there's no way we can realistically survive this turn. We're going to go to 4, and I don't have 2 ways to deal with these. I can bounce one, but I don't have an answer to the other one. So yeah, I don't believe there's anything I can draw. Alright, I think I can just concede. Because yeah, I have no answers. This sucks. However, we can bring in Harbinger at least. I don't think Force is that great, but I'm willing to keep in 2 Forces to try to get Chalice through. We have Cursecatcher back up too. I don't think the rest... maybe the Relics. Like, actually, the Relics are fine too. The only thing is, like, Relic is just also not good with Chalice. Just hitting this on 1 matters a lot more. Alright, I guess we're just going to run it like this. Okay, let's hope that this works. But that was like every time that we thought we had like a way back into this game, they just had it, and that was totally insane. But you know, that's why Delver's like the best deck in this format, because they can just do that. They get to play like 8 Delver of Secrets in their deck now, and like Murktide, plus like every spell that they could possibly need to answer the board with like Borrowers and Bolts and Pyroblast, and it's nuts. Oh well. I think if we would have drawn the third land a little bit earlier, that could have helped too. I would love to be in the play. I don't know if this hand's actually going to do very much. It's okay. Cursecatcher into Lord's like fine. Alright, I guess I'm willing to try it. They're going to mold a 6. Alright, well, maybe we can just out-aggro them. That's my hope. Or just if we rip Chalice off the top, I will slam that with the Might of Zeus. Like Otawara, maybe we'll get to use this thing. It's probably going to be a land, but maybe not. Alright. I mean, they're not going to force this, so, like, it's fine. Wasteland. So now I'm kind of inclined to, like... Well, I could just Wasteland them. Or, you know, I could just play this Otawara. That's totally okay. Like, if they want to Wasteland it, that just means I have Cavern up later. Okay, I'm cool with this. Like, Daze is not a thing either, so... You want to burn a Wasteland in this, that's totally okay with me. We might be able to win just by wasting them out. If they burn Wasteland in this and they play a land, we can just Wasteland their thing back. So... Oh, okay. Well, I'm definitely Wastelanding that motherfucker. It is an island, so hold on. Let's play around the days. They look like they're just going to get wrecked here. If they don't play another land, I will Wasteland this just so that Cursecatcher keeps my stuff alive. If this is all they have, they're dead. Yeah, alright. They kept a hand with an incredibly sketchy mana base to it, so... Yeah, well, look, Wasteland was good there, I guess. Do I change anything here on the draw? I don't think so. I think we just run this back. You know what, actually? Maybe I'll be a little bit more inclined to play Force in the draw. Did we get it? No, we did not manage to take them back in time. This is okay. They do have Wasteland, but at least we have a basic to play, and we can, like, jam Silvergill until we draw stuff. Alright, well, we're trying, so... Well, they didn't play anything turn 1, so that's good. Alright. Means they don't have, like, a Delver or anything in their hand. Which is shocking. Either that, or they're just really afraid. Maybe they have, like, a bunch of counter spells. I think we might see Expressive Iteration here. Brainstorm. Okay, or their hand's just, like, not great and they just need this Brainstorm to fix it. That makes sense. They might try to find a 1-drop to play with this Flooded Strand. They do not find one, which is nice. Sure. Let's play Silvergill. I will show them another Silvergill. We gotta start eating through this stuff. Okay, they let it resolve. That's great. We draw the Tide Shaper as well, which means we can play 2 things next turn if we want. You're going to do bolt it? I don't care. Waste your bolts on the Silvergill. That's fine with me. We can take a hit from Murktide if we need to, hopefully. Here's Iteration. Alright. They have a very slow draw. I mean, our rip is a little bit slow too, but we're looking to cast Silvergill into Tide Shaper here so we can get some power on the board and maybe find like some relevant stuff for our hand too, which is nice. They still don't have a 1-drop? Interesting. Play around the days, I guess. Show them the Tide Shaper because I'm almost definitely playing it. I don't need to play the powerful cards yet. Like, I can afford to just jam out the nonsense first. Keep these for when we need them, and then, Lords is back up. Let this resolve too, that's good. Okay, that's also very good. We can even play this next turn if we want. Or we could double spell. That's playing like 2 Lords and attacking would be huge, I think. True-Name's still like a reasonable option though if we want to play around days. Bolt, sure. Cavern might not be bad. We can find that. Is it Murktide time? Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay. That's actually not bad. So I can Wasteland their Volcanic here. Can let the Murktide hit me and then try to, like, Harbinger it. This might draw out a counterspell from their hand. Yeah, see, that's actually fine that they Pyroblast it, because I really want the Harbinger to be the thing that resolves. So I don't give a fuck if I get hit by Murktide once, as long as I can bounce it. Like, if I can use the Trickster and the Harbinger to slow them down a bit, that would be fantastic. Okay, Iteration, that's fine. I just need them to not have, like, another Pyroblast. Pyroblast would be bad. I do have the Otawara to bounce it as well, so there is that. So if this plan doesn't work out, like, this could also be the way that we get this out of here. Okay, they just wasted another Pyroblast, so I'm fine with this too. That means the Harbinger is very likely to resolve. Oh, what are you going to do about this? Do you have a third one? Do you have a third Pyroblast? So if this resolves and bounces this, like, I can just play Trickster for like 2 turns in a row, build up my board, and race it that way. Force of Will, okay. Pitching Delver of Secrets. Alright, well, we're definitely going to play the Otawara then. And we will just pass to his turn, and then on his upkeep, we're just going to Trickster it. Just hope they're holding on to dazes or something useless. This is looking promising. Like, we have a really big attack coming up here. Oh, that Delver is pathetic. Oh my god, this is fantastic. Are we going to turn this around right now? Oh my god, please tell me we get there. Yes! Holy shit, that was intense. Oh, look at it. You can tell they're upset. They just drew 3 cards. 4-0 with this. My god. That was fantastic. Alright, we had our lines. We knew what we were doing, and it worked. That match is always rough. Like, Harbinger definitely helped a lot, though, at the end. That was great. So, yeah. Look, I'm not denying that Wasteland is good. Like, I think that it's a lot more playable now because, like, the stars are kind of aligning to, like, for Wasteland to return. Yeah. Oh, you missed the awesome match then against, like, the Echo of Eons deck because, like, Wasteland and Chalice are just fantastic against that deck. And that's kind of, like, why I wanted to do this now, because with Cannoneer out, like I said, Chalice on 0 is actually, like, a real threat against a number of decks. And, you know, like, Chalice is better with Wasteland. Wasteland's better with Cursecatcher. Like, when you have all the pieces interlocking like this, then, you know, they actually work a lot better. So, but there are also metas, you know, where those things are just not very good. Like, you know, if you have, like, a lot of death and taxes, like, you don't really want to be sitting on, like, Cursecatchers and Chalices. So, yeah, the thing is, like, the cards on our side do a lot of work if you can get them, you know, in the right meta where, like, they actually affect the right decks. And, like, I think we're at the point where, like, yeah, Wasteland it's there. So things will flip flop between, like, Mutavault and Wasteland being better, but I honestly believe that specifically of because of all, like, the Mox Opal decks and stuff, like, I think the Wasteland build's gonna be better. Don't think they mulled to 6. All right, so they've already mulliganed here on the play. I don't think I can realistically keep this. 3 vials is just like, this is so bad, like, against so many decks. This is much better. Super inclined to keep this. So here we have a choice. We can either put a Cavern on the bottom or a Chalice. I think we put a Cavern here because this might actually be good. Yeah, especially if they're going down to 5, then this Chalice might actually be helpful here. So we might want to be able to stick this on 0 or 1, depending on what happens here. Okay, they're not doing anything. That's good news. Okay. Play Tideshaper because they're almost definitely going to make it a 2-2 anyway. I'll probably just jam Chalice in 1 and see if that carries us to victory. I think that's the way to go here. Scalding Tarn plus Flooded Strand. Interesting. So I think that I need to play the Chalice first because if they have, like, a Daze or something, they'll at least make the Tideshaper bigger. So let's do this. Okay. Seems fine. They're on 4 cards and they have 2 fetches. They haven't used them. Maybe Wasteland will do something next turn. I mean, Snow-Covered Islands, are you going to use this one? We might see Tundra. Nope, just basic mountain. Okay. Oh, fuck. This is not great. So we probably wanted this on 0. Show and Tell. I guess we're putting Lord of Atlantis into play. Because we're going to need Merfolk Trickster to tap down Emrakul, probably. I just hope that they're not on, like, Omniscience. Okay. This is beatable. This is not easy to beat, but this is... We could come back from this. If we just keep drawing, like, Tricksters, then we can get through this. So Show and Tell is actually a good match for us. The Chalice on 1 is actually reasonable here. We have Island Walk, so we can get through this. We're going to get to keep playing land, so even when they hit us once, it's not going to be enough to kill us. We'll do this during... I think we got to do this during the upkeep. Let's not give them any chances to draw stuff. Okay. So they're getting cracked for 8 here. It doesn't look like they can afford to take 2 damage from this tomb right now. So well, we're definitely... I think we have to Wasteland it. So they're at 6. Oh my god. How do we do this? I have to do this, so we have 5. Fuck, it's not quite enough. So I'm going to have to sacrifice one of these creatures. Like, if I sacrifice the Lord of Atlantis, then I'm actually just dead here. Alright, so we have to think really, really carefully about how we do this now. So they're at 6. So basically, what we need to have happen is we have to be able to play another Merfolk Trickster, right? Alright, we have 7 permanents. We get to keep 2 of them. So probably that means we have to keep Lord of Atlantis plus Cavern of Souls. Right, definitely this, definitely this, definitely one of these, and then we have to get rid of 3 more. So I think we have to do that because then we have to play, you know, Island plus Trickster to tap this down, hopefully. Right, because there's no other way to, like, win this, because we have to sacrifice one of these, so we'll only have 5 damage maximum. They're not going to tap the Ancient Tomb. So I think, yeah, this... That's 4... Yeah, it's gotta be like that. And we just have to top deck Trickster. That's it. If we draw Trickster, we can actually get there. We win. But if we don't draw Trickster, we die. So that's what it comes down to. Alright, we die. Fuck, that was rough because we were so close. Like, we could get them to 1. But this is a match that is, like, very winnable, so... Definitely, we definitely keep Chalice here. What is not good? True-Name Nemesis is actually not very good. Honestly, Brazen Borrower is not that great either. Harbinger's probably a little bit... Borrower is okay. It's not, like, the best. It could bounce something like Gristlebrand, but so can Harbinger. But it could also bounce like Sneak and Show, or I mean like Sneak Attack, which maybe is fine, and it could bounce Omniscience. But chances are, if those things are resolved, then it doesn't really make a difference. Yeah, like it's between these two, I'm not sure that it really makes much of a difference. Probably Harbinger's better just because it's lower in the curve. We want to keep Vial in 2 and have as many things at 2 mana as possible. Plus, it can't, like, if you Vial in, like, Harbinger, it can bounce Emrakul, and this can't, so... I guess this is just what we're doing now. Alright. It's not... No, well, okay, so, like, Tide Shaper's not that important, but the thing is, none of the rest of the cards are terribly important either. This hand's okay. It's not fantastic, but, like... It does have, like, Cursecatcher and Force. I guess I'm keeping that. I'm not, like, terribly enthused by this, but I need, like, I don't know if going down cards is really going to be the strategy here. Because I don't think they're a Wasteland deck, but they're a deck that Wasteland can be good against. The Force and the Cursecatcher are helpful, so... They're playing Sneak... Like, I don't think that they're splashing for Veil of Summer, it looks like. I think they're just playing straight red-blue. Sure, go ahead and ponder. I need to... Really, if I can rip, like, an island here, we'll be in really good shape. Otherwise, we're going to be in terrible shape. Yeah, it makes sense. They want to play Lotus Petal in case I drill Chalice. That's not bad. That definitely is a thing, because it helps us draw to our mana. I will reveal Master of the Pearl Trident. You know about this guy. I guess. Well, it's a clock. It does something at least. So we're not going to get got by Show and Tell at least, so... Okay, Brainstorm. It means they probably don't have it right now. Again, we're in a situation where we really need to draw that island so we can get these island walkers online. Because it will beef up our attack by a lot and increase our chances of winning dramatically if we can get a Lord in play. We're at a point where I'll probably pitch Harbinger to Force. You do have to be worried about stuff like Pyroclasm. Oh, fuck. I guess this is just how it is. Yeah, they're getting basics because they are deadly afraid of this Wasteland. Deathly scared of it, and they should be. There's every reason for them to be afraid of it. Like, this is like really the critical turn. If we don't draw the island this turn, we're probably dead. So we don't have time to dick around with this anymore. I have to get a Lord in play. There's realistically not a way to win otherwise. I can't cast Show and Tell here because of the Cursecatcher, so... Still doesn't really do it. I can't cast it, so... That's my force food right now. It's better than nothing, I guess. Just hope they don't have another sneak attack. Like, a Show and Tell would actually be fine at this point, but a sneak attack, not so much. I don't think that matters, but... Oh, they don't. Okay, that's good news. Chalice of the Void. Probably just play that on one. Okay. But I think I need to keep this in play just so I have permanence. It turns off their cantrips, so they clearly don't have cantrips, so maybe they just have like a bunch of Griselbrands in hand. Okay, well, we just stole this game somehow. It was off to a rocky start, but we managed to get... Alright, this is it! Where's Contra? Alright, come on, this is the time. I need you now. This is for the 5-0. We are on the draw versus Sneak and Show for the fucking 5-0. Where are you at? Yeah, like, our hands did not really seem terribly great, so... the thing is, like, I like Tide Shaper because it's a 2-power creature that I can play in turn 1, and I need to race them. I need to flood the board with as many things as possible, because that way, in the case that Emrakul comes into play, like, it gives me the best chance of being able to actually kill them underneath it. And I don't think any of the rest of these cards are better than having a 2/2 on turn 1. So that's why I actually kind of like Tide Shaper here. it used to be that like the old tech for this deck is they sided in like this 3 mana creature that was like a show and tell on a stick. So sometimes if you didn't have anything better, Dismember was a reasonable choice to side in. But um yeah, no, we took in both Harbingers here. Uh so Dismember is like it doesn't seem like that it's actually that good of an idea, but it's more reasonable than you would think. So yeah, if they're playing that sideboard tech, I don't know if they still play it or not, but it is that was a thing that happened for a while, and I definitely have won games from this. But I think that the cards in our 60 right now are just better than this. So yeah, we've got the tools. We basically just need to not get screwed here. Usually if they have omniscience, then they can just immediately cast like something, and then like the Brazen Borrower doesn't matter that much, or yeah, bouncing the omniscience doesn't really matter that much. It's more helpful if I had Venser, I would definitely keep in Venser over Brazen Borrower, because that actually is way better versus the omniscience. Because the thing is, like, if you have the Venser and you put it in play off the show and tell, you can bounce the omniscience before they can play like the Emrakul for free. So then it sort of just counters the show and tell retroactively and gives you a 2/2, which is nice. The thing is, Borrower still costs mana to do, and it's you have to actually cast it. So they have the priority to just play whatever is in their hand. So yeah, I don't think it's that good for that reason. And like realistically, there's nothing else in their deck that's like worse than the Borrower. So all right, so they are trying to. I guess they're thinking about what's happening here. They're choosing to play. I think that we keep this, and we probably don't play the Tide Shaper right away unless we draw another Merfolk. Because I think this is fine, right? Yeah, this looks okay to me. We're gonna do this. If I draw, like, I want to draw another Merfolk so I can play Tide Shaper into Silvergill Adept. They mulled to 6, so that's good sign for us. Lotus Petal, okay, sure. Yeah, they're just trying to get it underneath the Chalice, that's all. That's exactly what we wanted to see, because now this makes this Tide Shaper play much better. Now we have a 2/2. We can get in the Silvergill Adept here and hopefully draw another blue card so we have double forces up. Okay, they have 4 cards in hand. That was also great. I think I'm going to attack first and just see what they have. So it's possible they have like Pyroblast or something, and I would really prefer to have the Silvergill. I think they do play some number of them, so... Okay. This seems promising as fuck to me. The only thing is, like, if they play like a Pyroclasm, I probably have to counter that. But otherwise, like, this is it. We're going for it here. 3 counter spells up right now. This is like drawing another blue card basically just locks this game, I think. Okay, what are you gonna do here? Fury. Yeah, that's not fucking happening. I guess they know about the Lord of Atlantis, so let's pitch that. They cracked the Lotus Petal for that too. That was brutal. Alright, I gotta get pressure in here. Excellent. I think we got this. We have 2 forces up still. Like, that Fury was just... They needed that to win the game here. And, like, they're dead in 2 turns. This looks super, super promising. I definitely don't need to play either of these. I think I just attack for 6. What are you gonna do here? Kozilek's return? No, 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 fam. We ain't doing that. I will play 1 vial so I have stuff on the board, but I will keep the other thing up just in case of, like, days. But I think this is it. I think they're just dead here. Like, the best they can do is go for a show and tell, and I just force it. Or sneak attack. They have one card in hand, like, I think that we're fine. 5-0! Oh my god, you fucking love to see it. There we go. Like, let's take a look at this. Bring it back. This is it. This is our fucking masterpiece. Let me think. I think we used all the cards except Dismember this time, right? Because I don't think we ran into a Dismember match, but otherwise, yeah, there we go. Look, this, yeah, using like that's a metric that I like to look at. So, one of the ways when you can know that your sideboard is correctly constructed is if you find that you're using most, if not all, of your cards in your sideboard, then it's probably correct. So I think we brought in every card at some point except the Dismember, but there definitely are matches where I still want that. So yeah, it definitely definitely is a thing. So look, we made all of the cards in this deck look fucking intelligent as hell. The Cursecatchers, the Chalices, the Wastelands, all working together. You love it. So, yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this. Like, this is exactly what I mean. So, if you play against the right meta with the Wasteland, it will be better than Mutavault. I think for a while Mutavault was like maybe like very very slightly better than Wasteland, but tied with it. But like now definitely feels like the time for this card because we can effectively punish this stuff. All right, so Dismember can be fine against the blue-red deck if you don't really have anything else. The only thing is I don't like bringing in like a Dismember against them because they're a lightning bolt deck and they're going to find lots of lightning bolts, and you really don't want to be -4ing your own life total to kill off like one of their creatures when they have the possibility of just like daze or forcing it. Because if they do that, then you're basically just sunk. You've just handed them the game more or less because you're not going to be able to outrace it. You just paid 4 life and they still have their creature in play, so you're going to get just trashed by it. So if you're going to Dismember something, it has to be really important. Against like the Jeskai variants, I think it's a little bit more important because you need it for stuff like Batterskull or like the Stoneforge Mystic. I think it gets rid of the Cauldron Complete token, right? Because it's -5/-5, so like it's more relevant versus that. And also like Monastery Mentors or Hull Breachers, if they're on like those plans, then I think the Dismember is a little bit better against the white splashes. But against straight blue-red Delver, I don't really like the Dismember that much because just hurting your own life total is really bad. They're like a burn deck with counterspells. That's really it. It's not like the old days when they were just playing like a bunch of like Tarmogoyfs and stuff where Dismember actually did things. No, they're just like playing all like burn spells and counterspells and like, you know, three power flying creatures. So, but I think the Harbinger is helpful against them. Yeah, like it's like I kind of want like something against Delver, but Harbinger sort of like checks that box. It's fine. It's good enough, I think. We need something to like. The forces are not amazingly useful against Delver. Like they're okay. They're a little bit better when you have the Chalices in the deck because you have a spell that you actually care about resolving. Chalice on 1 does still hurt them. The thing is, it's usually just difficult to get it to stick because they are playing their own forces and dazes. So that's why like the Cursecatcher helps to make it stick. And like you saw, I kept in 2 forces just in case for that. Yeah, and then bringing in 2 Harbinger to replace 2 forces I think is fine. You don't really want to be losing cards against the Delver deck. Yeah, because that's an easy way to also, if you just run, if you're like pitching all your stuff to like force their 1-drops, like you're probably gonna lose anyway because they're gonna have more threats than you're gonna be able to like keep up with card advantage, and you're just gonna lose the race. So I don't like keeping in a lot of forces against them, but stuff like Harbinger, especially when you have Chalice, Harbinger becomes way better. And the big advantage Harbinger has over Brazen Borrower in that match with the Chalice, you can play it on Cavern of Souls or off of a Aether Vial, so they can't like daze or force it. And you will get your bounce, and the Chalice means that if you bounce their 1-drop, they're not going to be able to replay it. So Harbinger becomes like a permanent answer rather than just like a tempo answer. So yeah, in this sort of build, Harbinger has a little bit more merit than normal, and yeah, and you know it's not irrelevant versus other creature decks. Like any deck where like, you know, the forces or like Cursecatchers are not going to be good, like Harbinger is a very easy side in for either one of those cards. I like it a lot for that purpose. But yeah, I'm super happy about this. It's been a long time since we had a 5-0 on the channel. But I don't know. I was really feeling this. Like I was going back and forth in this. You know, we didn't actually use the Otawara, but we definitely had like there was the opportunity to do that. So I think 2 of these is probably the correct number in this deck. Is one of them you can feel confident you're probably gonna. The first one is like 50% going to be a land or a spell. The second one is going to be a spell, but you're always, yeah, you don't have to worry about, you know, like drawing the spell one first, because, you know, whichever one you draw first is the fine one. It's just a matter of playing enough land so that you have the first copy, and then if you get the second copy, then it doesn't really matter. But if you do, it's still good, because it get like sort of the same reason it gets underneath all the counter magic. So you go up against stuff like the Days Undoing deck. Bouncing the Narset in response to Days Undoing is actually very good because they can't force it or anything like that. So same thing, like this is also an answer to like Emrakul as well. I think, yeah, this isn't a spell, so it can actually bounce the Emrakul versus Show and Tell, so it's added utility there. But yeah, fantastic. I want to thank everybody in the chat for being here to witness this glory. So yeah, Merfolk's not dead in this format. So there we go. You know, like both Technomage and myself, like we showed in the, you know, the SCG events, like this deck is still good, and now we have another 5-0 with this that, you know, still showing like you can make these builds and they're still really strong. You know, it's a deck that you have to respect. So, and that's all I ever really want. So. All right, we gotta go and find something else for tonight. I think we are gonna go and visit Fluffy Wolf. Fluffy Wolf appears to be. I think they're playing a Coffer's Control, right? That looks that. So we're gonna go watch some Modern. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Do me a favor and make when this gets re-uploaded to YouTube in about a day or two. I would love it if you could give that a like and, you know, subscribe to the YouTube channel, because if you're not here for whenever we're doing the live streams, which I know my schedule's a little erratic with this, and it's probably going to be next week. I don't know what next week's plan is. All the stuff gets re-uploaded there, so you can always follow me on YouTube and see all that stuff there as well. And yeah, that would mean a lot to me if you could do that. So I don't ask for your money, I just ask for your love. That's enough for me. All right, let's go and see what's going on with Fluffy Wolf, because he usually plays some really fun decks. So thanks everybody for being here, and I will see you again next time. Let's get this raid going. We got like 5 seconds here. All right, we going.